A lot of new things are going on in the wireless space. We've got carriers that are trying to make some really important moves to the future. And in terms of spending, things are really starting to change. T-Mobile has their aggressive approach to taking a lot of customers from other carriers. Sprint is trying to reinvest in its network to improve it, to retain its current customers and try to gain some new subscribers. And AT&T is kind of invested in this approach to multimedia, video, cable, and other provisions through different cable type of avenues. So Verizon is no different. They're also trying to adjust to a new type of business plan that they've developed, and in the process, they've changed quite a bit. So, something that's interesting about some numbers that I saw, and I was looking at this report, is Verizon's in the midst of a $10 billion cost cutting program. And it's not just coming out of one place, they're going entire business, large macro scale level cutting. So, Verizon's trying to be competitive. You know that the wireless carriers are very competitive. It's a cutthroat business. There is money, but they are taking from each other in phases and stages. So, every company is doing something different. And Verizon, instead of reinvesting in the current 4G LTE network investments, they've kind of changed things in terms of how they're approaching. So they're looking at it from a financial standpoint. Let's cut costs in as many ways as possible to reduce our bottom line so that profit margins stay high. Okay, so basically they've changed the way they're spending their money. So in 2016, there was $100 billion operating expenses for Verizon, which is a pretty large number. Their current plan is attempting to decrease that number by 10%, which is truly baffling. That is nothing to sneeze at. That's a huge number. 10% of 100 billion. So we're talking $10 billion in cost savings. Now that's probably not going to happen, but they'll probably get pretty close. And we've seen what they've been doing recently. So their new business model is definitely not endearing themselves to customers. You've got, tens of thousands of people being cut off in rural areas due to roaming agreements being changed and Verizon not trying to pay those fees. Uh, so that's just one thing that we've seen recently. We've seen that, they're trying to bring the data resolutions and the video streaming. They're trying to keep customers happy by making the network fast, and it's kind of confusing to a lot of customers, but they think it's in the best interest of their network, so they're doing it. What's also really interesting in the analytics of this report, it says that Verizon is on a plan to repurchase 100 million shares of their stocks. They want to repurchase them back. So what they have sold in the past, they want back. So that means they think very highly of their business plan and moving forward in the future. So as of right now, Verizon is really just focusing on investing heavily in the fiber optics towards the 5G networks that are going to be up and coming in the next couple of years. So that's really their only concern. All the other stuff that we're caught up in as consumers is not really on their front burner. It's more on the back burner. So I just thought this was really interesting to see how Verizon is trying to be 2 and 3 steps ahead of the game, and in the process, maybe not worrying enough about the current scenarios that they're being placed in financially. So, what this is allowing companies like T Mobile to do is catch up. So, the gap between T Mobile and Verizon is closing in terms of competition, but Verizon is investing in the future strictly towards 4G and cost cutting. So this is why Verizon is still going to be very successful. They're not going anywhere, and the fact that they've moved to the future in their investment just solidifies the fact that they've always been 2 steps ahead of the game. Whether people like to admit it or not, they're actually in good shape. So let me know what you guys think about these statements and some of the things that I've talked about in this video. Just hit me up in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I haven't really tried to give too much opinion, but the fact is that Verizon has been making these moves for several months and quarters, and this is kind of the direction they're going in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, please give this video a thumbs up and also give it a share. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.